Hello everyone, this is Dr. Demchenko, and today we will try self-massage in the area of the ankle joint and foot using a table knife. You can find the history of this method, safety rules, and basic techniques in the first video of this series about knee joint massage with a knife. Let's go. Before the massage, apply any massage oil to the ankle and foot area. Today I am using regular cold-pressed olive oil. There should be enough oil so that the hand glides smoothly over the surface. A handle is used for the massage. Take it with both hands. And to start, let's begin working on the inner part of the foot, slowly moving along all the muscles. There are some very important muscles here that often hurt in patients. For example, in this area there is the abductor muscle of the big toe and the short flexor of the big toe. They frequently become extremely strained while walking. Perform the massage, pressing slowly and firmly on the scraper. The pain sensations that occur during the massage should not be sharp, but rather closer to pleasant. Work for 15 to 20 seconds on each spot. If you feel a tight spot somewhere, for example, for me it's this area, you can work on it separately by applying pressure. Hold the knife like this and press on the point. Hold the pressure for 20 to 30 seconds until the point completely releases, warms up, and stops being painful. You can make gentle massage movements, or you can simply hold the most painful and tense point. Let's continue the massage. Next, try to place your knee more vertically on the table. And move along the entire foot. Be sure to work on the outer edge of the foot. If you have unpleasant sensations in the area where the plantar fascia attaches, where plantar fasciitis usually occurs, you can work on the plantar fascia separately. To do this, pull your toes toward yourself and you can fix them against a wall or simply hold your toes toward yourself. Then you will see how the plantar fascia becomes outlined. Work along it gently and slowly, moving downward from the heel. This can be painful, but it's very helpful for plantar fasciitis or when the plantar fascia is overstrained. Do 8 to 10 passes along the tendon. Next, move on to massaging the area of the metatarsal joints. You can start with a general movement to warm up this area a bit. Next, reposition the knife and move between the joints. You may feel a little round spot, and right between the two joints, you can place the knife and apply some pressure. Press down, you can press in pulses. That is, press, release, press, release. You can also apply continuous pressure, whichever way you prefer. Next, select the following section and again apply pressure. And the next section, try not to press too hard on the joint itself. Try to target the area between the joints. It will also feel very pleasant to work on the toes and attach the toes to the foot. You can add a little bit of oil. First, you can work on all the toes together. And press each phalanx. You can combine pressing with massage movements. You can also massage the thumb separately. Pressing the pad of the thumb gives a very good sensation and effect. Pain and tension often accumulate here. When working with the heel area, press on the foot quite firmly because the tissues here are rather tough and respond well to strong stimulation. First, we work through the lower surface of the heel bone. If you feel any discomfort or tight spots, you can also go over them by applying pressure. And then we move on to the lateral surface of the heel bone. In this area, you need to work very carefully and gently. We will work along the ligaments that go from the bone to the foot. You can stretch them a little by turning the foot and gently work through with movements along the direction of the fibers. This technique is especially good if you tend to get swelling by the end of the workday. There is fatigue in the area of the ankle joints, fatigue in this area. Fatigue goes away very well along with the swelling. Do 10 to 15 movements. If you feel that there is no pain when pressing, you can increase the pressure by 15 to 20%, but we do not try to press with all our strength. Next, we move to the outer part of the foot. Also, on the internet, you can find these special devices for this kind of massage for sale. They are quite convenient to use. Here, there is a ball for pressing and various flat surfaces to make it easier to choose the right surface for a particular area. For example, if we have a small indentation, there is a convex side here. If we are working on ligaments in a stretched state, you can use the concave side and work with it. In this area, you also work easily, just like on the other side, with soft, small, slow movements without pressing too hard. You can pay special attention to the Achilles tendon area, work along it, without pressing too hard. Gentle pressure and sliding along the Achilles. You can make the same movements on the other side. It is preferable to stretch the Achilles a little before this and work along it. If you find any painful spots, for example, for me, this area is quite sensitive and painful when the tool passes over it. You can press on it and wait a little or work it with small movements. At the same time, the pain should not be sharp, but rather dull and even somewhat pleasant. With continued massage, it should decrease and go away. During the massage, the skin should become hyperemic, that is, red. Sometimes small bruises may appear in the area where you worked. That's a good sign. This means that the capillaries that were affected during the procedure were in a very old and weak condition and were easily damaged. Such old capillaries often do a poor job of supplying blood to the tissues, and after this kind of massage, new capillaries become much stronger and more elastic, and they deliver blood to the tissues much better. We will also massage this area very carefully and gently, without pressing too hard. There is often strong pain in this area. Many people have quite a large elevation in this area. This is the short extensor of the fingers. It often becomes very tense. You can work on it separately with pressure. This spot often hurts in people who walk a lot. Next, we will work on the spaces between the fingers. Take the knife like this and work in a circular motion, distributing the pressure evenly. along the length of the movement. We go through all the interdigital spaces in this way. The next step is that we will press the interosseous spaces using a knife. Pain points often accumulate here, and in Chinese medicine, these are zones from which the energy meridians start. Working on them often gives an overall warmth in the leg and relaxation of the muscles throughout the entire lower limb. Find the gap between the two metatarsal bones and try with your finger to see if there is any pain. If you find it, you can also press it using a knife. Usually this happens somewhere in the middle or in the lower third of the bone. Try not to press on the bone itself, but to find the space between the bones. The next area is the front part of the ankle. Here, the tendons of the foot and toe extensors pass through. This place is also very often painful and tense. Try not to press hard on the knife, but rather glide, catch the wave, and sort of pull the skin down, and then pull the skin up, as if shifting the layer of skin. At first catch it, press a little, and as if you are pulling the wave in front of the knife down, and then the wave of skin in front of the knife up. The pressure should be light, but enough so that the knife doesn't just glide over the skin, but actually pushes the wave in front of it. Excellent. After such a massage, it's very good to finish with a stretch. Take your fingers and heel and stretch the foot well. Hold like this for 30 seconds. After that, grab the toes in the opposite direction and just above the ankle and stretch the ankle downward, also for 20 to 30 seconds. You can also do a side stretch in this part. For the next stretch, grab your foot with the opposite hand and pull it in a circular motion to achieve a good stretch in this area. This is a small movement, but it stretches these tissues well. Try not to grab the toe. Hold lower so you don't pull the toe inward. Do the same movement in the opposite direction. For patients who have problems with hallux valgus or with the first joint of the big toe, you can also do an additional stretch. We will pull the big toe along its axis. If your big toe bends inward, you first need to align it along the line of this tendon. This is the extensor tendon of the big toe. That is a little along the tendon line. And stretch it a little in this direction. There should be a pleasant feeling of stretching in the joint. Hold it like this for 30 seconds. And for the last technique, grab the thumb around, bend it to see how much it flexes and make movements like a shutter. That is, a little forward and a little back. The movements shouldn't be sharp or too strong, they should be quite pleasant. That is, we bring the finger to its maximum extension and move it a little forward, a little back. It should be a pleasant sensation in the joint of the thumb. Please note that we are not increasing or decreasing the angle of finger flexion, but rather, we perform this on an already bent finger. Sliding forward and backward without changing the angle. Do this about 15 to 20 times. Usually this greatly improves the condition of the first joint. After such a massage, the leg feels light and relaxed. The swelling goes away and a pleasant sensation spreads throughout the entire lower limb. You can do this kind of massage when your legs are tired and aching. Goodbye, everyone.